I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for a pretty book. There have been many books that I've picked up that I did not necessarily enjoy, but the cover was just so stunning. I was like, I had to keep it. I love a great cover on a book, and I just decided to basically make this video talking about certain books that I have not shown enough love on my channel. Some of them I have already, but most of them I've not shown enough love in on my channel, even though the reason why I picked them up was because of their covers. Now, this does not include books with pretty covers that came in like a subscription box, because those books were sent to me randomly. It's not like, oh, I was like, that cover is pretty, I want that book. Even though technically there are some books with covers I was like, that cover is pretty, I want it, but then it showed up in the subscription box, so I didn't need to buy it. Case in point, Woven in Moonlight. So yeah, there are books like that. And of course, this also does not include books that I got sent as gifts, even though I already had them on my wish list. So the covers already intrigued me and the premise already intrigued me, but I did not buy them myself. They were not a cover buy because they were bought for me by other people. So as much as I love the covers for Daughters of Enquiries by Renike Amario, it's not going to make this list because that was sent to me as a gift. So let's get started. First thing first is The Never Tilting World by Rinchupeko. Look at this cover. Isn't this stunning? It's totally and completely fits the storyline. You can see the night and the day, the really hot and the frost-like ambience of this different parts of the world that were split because of two sisters, two goddesses, and now their daughters are set to reunite their world and mend what it is that their mothers had broken. Like, the premise of this already intrigued me, but I'm not gonna lie, before I even read the synopsis, the first thing that drew me in for this book was the cover. The cover is stunning. I cannot wait to read it. It might end up being my first Rinchupeko book. I might pick it up before the Bone Witch series, I'm not sure, but this is a very pretty book. Next is The Library of Fates by Aditi Corona. Look at this cover. Isn't this stunning? I love this. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely breathtaking. I picked this book. I had no idea what this book is about. I still don't. I know it's basically about this princess who basically ends up intervening, like pleading a case to a god when our country is invaded, and unfortunately what it means is that she basically set things in motion that she should not have, but she basically has to go to the Library of Fates to basically change the fate of her country. And like, I picked this because of the cover. The cover is stunning. The synopsis I'm intrigued by, but this cover, like the way, look at the art, see the art direction, see the gradient, see the way the color was graded. This is a gorgeous book, and even if I end up not liking it, it's going to stay on my shelf because it is a pretty book. Then there's a cover for Stepsister. Yes, Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. I still cannot get over the way in which the cover, like, you have the glass slipper shattering and then it spreads all the way up and spreads all the way to the back of the book as well. This is a stunning book. This is a stunning cover. This is gorgeous, and it speaks so much to the premise of this book, because this book does not follow the regular fairy tale of Cinderella. This follows her wicked and ugly, in quotes, stepsister who basically has to break free from beauty standards against what it is that the society, the culture that she's in would have demanded of her. And like, this cover is just fitting and it's gorgeous and I love it, and that was the reason why I picked up this book. Before I even read the synopsis, I was intrigued by this cover. Like, look at that. Isn't that one of the most gorgeous? Like, look at the detailing on that. See the way it reflects. Isn't that a pretty book? And then there's the cover for Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. Look at this cover. Isn't that like the level of reflection and the character and the art, and then the city burning right in front of her? Yes, I know it speaks to exactly what the story is about, because you have a girl who is a thief who is hired to steal something and discovers that she steals a magical artifact that contains, like, allows her to wield such immense power. I've been intrigued by the premise, but I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw this book, I added it to my cart even before I read the synopsis, and then when I read the synopsis, I clicked buy, because I was like, this is a cover buy. I'm not gonna lie. I have not like read any reviews or watched any reviews, so I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. I sincerely hope I do, but this cover is just I'm not going to regret this purchase because this cover is stunning, and I've seen the cover for the sequel and it takes my breath away. And then there's the British cover of Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. And always, now this is technically, in a way, it's a cover by and not a cover by at the same time. It's not a cover by in the sense that I wanted to buy Skyward, because I'm slowly trying to like buy this Brandon Sanderson book so I can start reading the man's works, and I wanted to buy Skyward because Starsight is a book that we're reading for the Book to Be SFF Awards. But it's also a cover by at the same time because I almost got the American version of this and then accidentally stumbled on this cover, and I was like, what the actual, this is what the British cover of Skyward looks like. So I bought it. Like, I'm sorry, say what you will, if you like the American cover, good for you. The British cover is stunning. Look at it. Look at the intricacy of this cover. See the brilliance of this. See the beauty of this cover. Tell me this cover is not immensely gorgeous. So I bought it. Like, I bought this cover for it. This particular cover, like, it's now out of print, so it was hard getting this, but I got it and it's gorgeous. And Spencer, who, by the way, in this book basically wants to follow our father's dreams of being basically wants to follow in our father's footsteps and wants to be a pilot. The only problem is that our father is considered a deserter and a coward, so she's not looked kindly upon on the planet that she's currently living in, but it's not going to stop her from achieving her dreams. It fits, this covers fits Spencer so well, and especially the battle she has to undergo in this book, and I'm just in awe. Like, it's stunning, it's gorgeous. Then there's the cover for With the Fire on I'm not gonna lie, I picked it up. Like, I had pre-ordered this book before I read The Poet X, because I read The Poet X last year and I'd already pre-ordered it. I just saw it, I was just like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. Emoni on the cover with the food, which fits her because she's a chef, you know, is trying to balance being a teenage mother and taking care of her grandmother and going to school and also being a chef and all of that. But like, before I even read the synopsis, I had already pre-ordered this book because, I repeat, it's gorgeous and there's food on the cover. And like, I have a fondness for fruits. I have a fondness for cooking, for books that involve cooking, because I don't do a lot of cooking, but I appreciate reading about and watching other people do said cooking. And like, let's look at this cover. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? And then like, when you strip her, she looks even gorgeous naked. Like, all around 10 over 10 cover. Gorgeous. Then there's the cover of Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. I love the sketch of this. I love the colors, like the mixture of yellow and green that he uses in this. And oh my god, the art. Look at the beauty. Isn't this gorgeous? Isn't this just it's black teenagers in love, clearly, and look at them bonding like over time. It's a time travel story about a boy who meets a girl he really likes and thinks he might even love, but then she dies before he can, you know, make his feelings known. And then he discovers that he's in a time loop and he's basically reliving this life, and every single time he does, he tries to keep her from dying, and it's just heartbreaking and beautiful. And the cover also fits it to a T. Like, this cover is gorgeous, absolutely breathtaking. Gorgeous. And then there's a cover for Frankly in Love by David Yoon, which came sprayed edges blue. Like, this is gorgeous. But I picked this cover because I love the interplay of it, like the design, like the way in which the print makes it look like there's an illusion of holes going into holes. Like, I work in advertising, and this is stunning art direction, absolutely stunning. And it took my breath away. And I had the fact that it's a book basically about a boy who fakes a relationship with his best friend from childhood so that both of them can date their individual like partners, only for them to discover that they actually end up liking each other. So it has the fake contract, fake relationship dating trope that I love, and this cover just sold it for me. Like, I bought this book because of this cover, and then I already seen it, so I'm like, oh, it's cute. But this cover is stunning, absolutely stunning. Like, look at that, look at the illusion. Look, isn't that gorgeous? See that illusion, see that. Then there's the cover of the 10th anniversary edition of Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I kept putting away buying this series because I was just like, I'll buy it later. And then I just saw this cover and I was like, nope, I'm not buying this later, I want it now. And yes, it's basically a story of a man talking about his adventures and all the things he had done, you know, at the end of his life. But it's a back and forth through time type story. But I'm not gonna lie, I have zero idea what Name of the Wind is about because I want to enter it blind. But what I do know is that this cover is stunning, and that this cover was calling to my soul, and it had my name on it, and I had to buy it. Like, isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that stunning? Look at that. Like, look at that cover. Another book I picked up solely for the cover was Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. I've still not read this book yet, even though it has one of my favorite mythical creatures in it. There's a kitsune in this. So basically he's bearing a scroll and he's lying to the samurai that is accompanying her to go deliver the scroll, who has no idea that she has the scroll because he was sent to kill the person with the scroll. But this kitsune is lying her ass off. Like, I am intrigued. I have been wanting to read this. The last book in the trilogy is coming out this year, so I definitely have to read this and Soul of the Sword in time before that comes out. But like, this cover, I picked up this series before I knew anything about it, before I had read the synopsis, before I had heard people raving about it. I just looked at that cover and I was like, wow, that is stunning. That is gorgeous. That should be on my shelf. And so I bought it. And then after I bought it, I read it, and I'm like, saved by the bell. Next is another book quite like Skyward, in the sense that I already knew about the book, but I knew the American cover. But then I saw the British cover and I was like, fuck that shit. I don't know the American cover. I want the British cover, and that is City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. Like, this cover is stunning. The regular American cover was just okay, sure. He had Nari in front, which I love Nari, but I prefer this cover. I prefer this entrance into Devabad. Like, look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just stunning. It's just wow. The cover design is intricate, it's beautiful. I love displaying it on my shelf. I like looking at it. I love looking at it. It's one of the most gorgeous covers I've seen, and it works for the story, it works for this world, and it's as luxurious as the entryway to Devabad. The way I'd always pictured this in my head, this is it on the cover, and it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. Then there's a cover from Left from A to Z by S.K. Ali. I just like seeing Zainab and Adam in this. They have, even though you can only see them sitting apart on the cover, the amount of chemistry that they have, you know this is going to be an epic love story. I'm just in awe of Zainab, this girl with a quick wit and a fast mind and a refusal to allow the bigotry that she sees around her to stand, and Adam, who is dealing with multiple sclerosis and who is trying to save his family from the grief of that discovery. And there's a journal that falls into the wrong hands, and then they form this bond, and I can't wait to read this book. I still have not read it yet, but that cover, I picked up this book for the cover. Like, look at it, look at them in front, look at them at the back, look at them in front. Isn't that stunning? It's just so clean. Like, the lines are so clean, but it makes seeing them like so in such vivid technicolor. I love this book. I love this cover. It's stunning. You can see Zainab's smirk. Like, look at her smirk. Like, I can't wait to read this. It's beautiful. Another book I picked up solely on the cover, and if I'm being honest, I have no idea what I've still not read the synopsis. I still have no idea what this book is about. Is Caught in Darkness by Robin Lefevre's. Like, look at this cover. All I know is that it's part of her Fair Assassin. Fair Assassin. It's part of the Fair Assassin series. That's all I know, but I've not even read that series, and that series also has some gorgeous covers. But the reason I picked up that series was because of this, because I bought this first. I did not even know that it was a continuation of the series. I just bought this, and then someone was like, oh, it's a continuation of the series. I'm like, oh, really? And then I bought the other series. I've not read any of them, but I picked up. Look at this cover. Isn't this? I wish I could show you the intricacies of this cover, the design element of it, the way the sword actually like glistens on page. It's just stunning. It's absolutely gorgeous, and like the ironwork design just follows through on the at the back of the edge. It's just gorgeous. It's a stunning book. It's a very, very, very stunning book, and I'm in awe. I have no idea what this book is about, but I am ready to read it. I'm more than ready to read it. I can't wait to read it. But yeah, I picked it up for the cover. This was 100% a cover buy. Yet another beautiful book, yet another beautiful cover is, yes, Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silva Moreno Garcia. This cover is stunning. It's Mayan mythology. It's just beautiful. You can see the night sky. Oh my god, you can see the representation of the different gods with like running to / discover in the book. It's just, here's the temple. Like this cover is as an ode to Mayan mythology. It's an ode to great art, and it's gorgeous, it's stunning. The first time I saw the cover, that was when I was making my list for my 2019 anticipated reads. That was when I saw this cover for the first time, and I knew I had to read the book even before I picked at the synopsis, even before I found out that it was basically a retelling of Cinderella. I saw the fact that Cinderella in this case is Cassiopeia. She's living in the jazz age and is ready to see the world and like leave her family behind, like, you know. And the prince in this case is the Mayan god of death. I love this book. I love this cover. This cover is stunning, absolutely gorgeous. And then there's The Weight of the Stars by Kay Ancrum. Look at this cover. Isn't this, it's radio signals. It's radio signals, and you have a black girl on the cover, and it's gorgeous, and it goes all the way to the back, and then it goes like it's a sprayed edges of the book. Like, this book is stunning in all ways, and every corner you turn to, it's a stunning book. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and it's all about these two black girls who have a mutual love for space, for the stars, and who fall in love with each other while stargazing and waiting to send a message to one of their mothers who's in space. Like, it's sciencey. It's a love letter to black girls in STEM. It's a love letter to black girls in love. It's a love letter to everybody that has space in their sights, and it's gorgeous. It's a cover that is fitting for the beauty of the story, and I picked it up because of the cover. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I did not even read the synopsis. I'm just like, oh, pretty cover, bye. And then I'm like, oh my god, excellent choice, Mara. See, sometimes cover buys do pay off. They do pay off, and this is gorgeous. And then there's Everfair by Nisi Shaw. Look at that cover. Isn't that just the illumination, the detailing in this? Isn't this just one of the most gorgeous covers you've seen? Like, I picked up this book for the cover before I even knew it was like an alternate history account whereby what if the Belgians were not able to colonize the Congo because people of the Congo had discovered steam technology first. And I love intriguing premises like that. But I'm not gonna lie, even before I was like, oh, that premise sounds great, I was just like, that book looks good and I want it on my shelves, I want it in my life. And gorgeous. Like, look at it. It just, every damn time I see this book, it just takes my breath away. Absolutely, completely, 100% takes my breath away. And then there's the combined trilogy for Binti by Nidia Okorafor. Look at this. Like, see Binti on the cover. I was initially not going to buy the bind up. Like, I had the individual stories. I actually had one. I had book one, that's Binti. I was about to get the other two books, and then they were just like, oh, there's a compiled trilogy. I'm like, oh, let me see what it looks like. And I saw the cover. I'm like, I'm in love. I cannot own any other cover but this cover. And when it arrived, I've just been looking at it. Every damn time I wake up in the morning, I look at it and I smile because it brings me joy, because this is a gorgeous cover. And finally, there's the cover for House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. I already knew I was going to buy this book even before the cover came. And then the cover came out and I was like, I want this cover in as many editions. I've been buying multiple editions of this book just because I love this cover. Like, this cover is stunning. Look at that, the amount of detailing on that. I can't wait for the pre-order art to arrive so that I can have it framed on my wall. Like, it's gorgeous, absolutely stunning, breathtakingly beautiful. But yeah, those are some of my cover buys, not all, but some of them, because if I was to go through everything, we'll be here for a while. Let me know what are some books whose covers was what like made you pick up the book, like books that were absolute cover buys for you. Drop them down in the comments down below. If you like this video, please do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. Check out my other videos, subscribe if you want to, and if you do decide to subscribe, click on that notification bell so you can know the minute I have a new video go up. I make new videos every Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'll see you soon. Until then, stay passionate, love books, love yourself. Bye.